Hello, and welcome to the latest in Caring.com's Digital Marketing Academy series of educational webinars. Today's session is focused on the evolution of senior housing and senior care search, and how consumers are using the internet in their search and selection process. I'm Denise Grob, Director of Social Community for Caring.com, and I'll be introducing our featured speaker and assisting with your questions. Before we dive into the presentation, though, let's quickly cover a few housekeeping items. This is a one-way webcast where only the presenter speaks. However, you may ask questions by typing and submitting them using the tool at the right side of your screen. We'll then answer those questions at the end of the session. And don't worry if you think of a question after the session or we run out of time. We're happy to follow up with you in the coming days and weeks to deliver answers to your digital marketing questions. We can also share the presentation deck with you afterward. Our featured presenter today is Vishal Shroff, Caring.com's Director of Sales. Vishal has over 10 years of experience helping local businesses with online lead generation. Before helping senior care businesses, Vishal helped attorneys, from solo practitioners to small and medium-sized firms, to assist them in marketing their services online. He has an MBA from the University of San Francisco and a bachelor's degree in economics from the University of Mumbai. In his current role at Caring.com, Vishal oversees a team of membership advisors who help senior care businesses increase their online presence by partnering with Caring.com's online directory. Now he'll share more information about the internet, how the internet is impacting the senior living industry.
Thanks, Denise, and thank you all for taking the time to attend this webinar. I hope each one of you will walk away with a better understanding of how consumers have changed the way they're searching for senior care. So let's start with a quick word about Caring.com for some of you who may not quite be familiar with us. We were founded in 2007, and we're now the #1 senior care resource online. We're a company with a social mission that started out to support family caregivers of older adults in America, and have now evolved into an important senior care industry partner as well. We get over 3 million monthly visitors to our site, have 75,000 listings on our online directory, and we're also the #1 source for senior care reviews with over 75,000 consumer reviews on the site. Again, that's 75,000 consumer reviews, and we're constantly adding. We're adding about thousands of reviews every month. We also offer thousands of original articles. So if you've ever been to our website, you'll notice we're a very informational website. Tons of articles around senior care. Have a wide variety of online support groups for family caregivers. And Caring.com is a part of Bankrate's powerful network of websites dedicated to supporting people in making complex financial decisions. So that's just a little bit about who we are. What I plan on covering in this session, we'll look at the ever-evolving senior housing and care search process, so how people are searching for senior care these days. We'll take a quick look at survey results from a survey we conducted last year, and we'll take a deep dive into the importance of online reviews and online reputation. I'll then open it up for questions. And again, you may ask questions by typing and submitting them using the tool at the right-hand side of your screen. And then I'll get to answer those questions at the end of the session. So go ahead and if you have questions pop up, just use the screen on the right-hand side. Now let's start by trying to see how consumers conducted their senior care searches back in the day. So I want everybody to think 10, maybe 15 years ago. Back then, the consumer was very different. Their ways of searching were different, and most importantly, their decision-making process and their vetting process was different. 15 years ago, there was a greater chance that the daughter, who we all know is the one that does most of the researching, the daughter lived in the same city as her parents. She was home to answer the phone. She was available to tour and meet during the week. And location and price were her top two criteria for choosing a provider. She was also greatly influenced by professionals such as doctors and discharge planners and case managers, and also depended heavily on word of mouth from friends and family. She probably drove by your business often while running daily errands and saw your big sign outside the door. And then when time came to search, she went looking in the good old trusted yellow pages. This was not just the case for senior care, but for most industries. I mean, most industries depended on the yellow pages and billboards and things like that to advertise their business and to get new business. Now, if we fast forward to today and compare how consumers are searching today, today's daughter, in most cases, has moved away from mom and dad and has no choice but to heavily rely on the internet to start her search. She has all the information she needs on her fingertips, and with her smartphone and tablet and laptop, and she can do a lot of searching and comparing on the internet again without ever having to pick up a phone and talk to anyone. What that means is make sure your information is updated online and that you use email as an effective tool in following up with internet leads. Today's daughter is a career woman. She's mostly available to tour or meet on the weekends. And the one other important change is the fact that along with location and price, another determining factor now is online reviews and online reputation. She also likes going to websites where she can easily get information on multiple providers and can then compare her options. So I'm in no way implying that this industry has lost its human touch. In fact, this industry is built on human interactions, but the fact of the matter remains that people are gravitating towards the internet when it comes to starting their senior care search. So that's just a little bit about how search has changed, 10 or 15 years ago to today. Now, I love using the automobile industry analogy. So how has the automobile industry changed? Well, back in the 90s, if you were going to buy a car, you would go to the dealership and roam the lot to see the inventory. And a slick salesperson would follow you around the lot and tell you how good this red Mustang will look like in your driveway. Then came the internet in the 2000s. Dealerships hired young kids right out of high school, paid them minimum wage, and put them in the back room and said, hey kid, sit in front of this computer, and if and when an internet lead comes through, see what you can do with it. So the kid would work the cold internet leads while the senior salespeople worked the hot walk-ins. Now today things have completely changed. Consumers go online, browse cars online at multiple dealerships, all at once from the comfort of their home, and then when they're ready to make a decision, they make an internet inquiry. So the best and highest paid salespeople today work the hot internet leads while the high school kids wait at the lot to see if anyone walks in. So that's a 180-degree change from back in the 2000s. And the same is happening with senior care. Walk-ins are getting rarer, and internet searches are growing tremendously. Now, if we looked at travel, it's the same case again. Nobody goes to travel agents anymore. If you want to book a vacation to Hawaii, you go online and book flights and hotels and excursions yourself. And the other thing to note here is you're not going to go to individual airline websites like United and then American and Southwest and JetBlue to compare prices. What you're going to do is you're going to go to Travelocity or Orbitz or Kayak. And think about it. Why is that? Because you know that these websites have information on all airlines. It's just easier to do it that way. And again, the same holds good for senior care. Consumers are overwhelmingly wanting to visit online directories where they can get information about multiple providers in one convenient location. They will not go from website to website to compare. Now, consumers are shopping for everything online these days. You can buy groceries and books and book tables at restaurants and buy shoes online. And the other point is that the other point I want to make here is that reviews are everywhere, and people are going online with the assumption that they will get to read consumer reviews about the product or the service that they're buying. So again, why should senior housing or senior care be any different? Now let's try to find out and get some concrete data behind how people have changed the way they search for senior care. So we at Caring.com, we did a survey last April, which was responded to by 2,274 individuals. And here are some of the findings from this research. Let's look at the left-hand side of this slide. So 61% of the people said that they had searched online for senior care in the past year. And of those 61, more than a third, or 71% to be exact, searched on general terms like assisted living or home care rather than specific community or provider names. And what this tells you is most people are pretty clueless when they start searching for senior care. They do not know your brand name and will not search for your community or your agency name. The next bullet point is important too. 67% said that they visited a directory where they could see and compare various providers. This is the Travelocity and Orbitz approach to search, where they're going to websites where they know they can find information on various providers in one place. What this means to you is, 1, be on all directories. 2, make sure that your information there is correct and updated. And 3, partner with these directories because those partnerships are going to lead to leads and referrals from these partners. We've also found that 80% visited the provider's website at some point in their search. This is important, and this tells you that having your own website is fundamental. So in no way am I saying, just be on the directories and you're done. You have to have your own website, because if consumers don't see a website for the provider, it drastically diminishes the trust in that business. So it's important to be present on third-party websites and directories, but it's also important to have your own website and your own web presence. We also found that while 2/3 of the respondents were active on Facebook, only 6% used it in their search. On the right-hand side, we see the importance of reviews. A shocking 93% said that they trusted reviews. If you think about it, a review is from a person that you don't know about. It's from a complete third person, but people will trust those reviews way more than anything that you say about yourself on your website. If you're focusing on online reputation management, prioritize and concentrate on senior care websites first, because not only are these people trusting reviews on third-party websites, they're trusting reviews more on third-party senior care websites as compared to third-party general websites like Yelp or Google Plus or Angie's List. So if you are time constrained or don't have the resources and have to prioritize with senior care websites and getting your reviews and testimonials posted on senior care websites as opposed to other general websites. Now, if we take this one step further, so let's try to understand this. On the earlier slide, we saw that 71% started their search with general terms like assisted living, right? Here, we want to see what do they do once they do that general search. And 23% said that they just worked down the list of search results that they got on Google or Yahoo or Bing or whatever search engine they used. Another 21% said that they started with a directory, and 29% said that they went directly to search results with known brand names. What this tells me again is having a presence on directory sites is almost as fundamental as having your own website. So you've got to do both. You've got to have a website at the same time have presence on third-party websites and make sure that your information is updated everywhere that you have a presence. Another of the remaining 15% said that they searched on specific community names. They did not start with a general term, and 12% just didn't remember how they started their search. Now, this slide tells us why people came to directory sites. Two out of every three individuals that responded back to our survey said that they went to directory sites at some point during their search. They went there for various reasons, but if you see the first couple of lines there, it's primarily to get general information about the provider and to be able to get a list and compare providers. They came to directories for reviews, which is important. They came to directories for photographs and phone numbers and addresses. So again, another reason why you want to make sure that your information is updated and accurate on all relevant websites. Now, having presence on a third-party site is important, but having your own updated and easy-to-navigate website is as important. We've talked about this, but I just want to reiterate here. 80% of people will end up coming to your website at some point. Mainly, they're looking for general information and price. Keep your website clean and decluttered. Have your contact info on every page of the website, not just the Contact Us page. It's important. Make it easy for these people to be able to contact you. Have your phone number, at least your phone number, on every page. So wherever they're on your website, if they feel like picking up the phone and calling you, that they have the phone number right there. It's also important to be able to capture these prospects' information by having a lead form on your website. So you want to collect their phone number, their email address, their name, and what they're looking for. So have a lead form on your website, and again, preferably have that lead form on all pages, not just your Contact Us page. But again, having your own web presence is important. Here's another slide that stresses on the importance of online reviews, which happen to be the most trusted source of information. You see that last bar here, the one that says the company's customers? The way that prospects hear from your customers is through reviews and testimonials, and those are the most trusted pieces of advice or words that they can hear. They trust reviews, they trust word of mouth. So they do go to friends and family, and they trust what friends and family have to say about providers as well. The least trusted source is the company itself. So what you say about yourself on your website and what you say about yourself in your press releases, it matters, but not as much as third-party reviews. Now, let's switch gears here and do a deep dive into online reputation management. Okay, so here's an example of what a review looks like on our site, on caring.com. We began offering senior care reviews in 2009. This was long before others were even considering this valuable resource for senior living prospects. And we now have over 75,000 consumer reviews on our site. As you saw on earlier slides, your online reputation is extremely important for your business, and you want to do everything possible to manage it. As a caring.com partner with an enhanced listing, you will also get automatically notified when your listing gets a new review. Helping you stay on top of your online reputation is important. We know it. So again, as a partner of caring.com, every time you have a review on your listing, we're going to notify you so you can respond back to it, or you can take additional steps if need be. So those with a free or a basic listing on our website, basically ones that have not partnered with us, you will need to visit our website often to monitor new reviews. So you would have to come back on a timely manner, check your listing to see if you have reviews. As a partner, we will proactively notify you. Now let's try to understand what is online reputation. What do you mean by online reputation? It's basically anything and everything that someone would be able to find out about your company on the internet. It covers things like search results on Google, Bing, and other search engines. It covers social media, anything that's said about you on Facebook, Twitter, and the like. It includes any mention of your company in mainstream press or trade publications. And last but not least, it covers all the online reviews left by your customers. What's also important to note is that this information is available to everyone and is only a few clicks away. So you need to remember that the web is forever, and the information on it is available 24/7, 365. Someone can wake up at 2 in the morning, go online, and look at senior care providers. So don't shy away from the internet. You need to use it to your benefit. Now, most people will start their searches on search engines like Google, and we found that most of these people will only look at results on page 1, and they'll almost never go to page 2 or 3 or 4. And you want to make sure that when someone Googles your company name, you're aware of what shows up on page 1, because that is basically what they're going to be judging you by. So the general principles when it comes to online reputation is prevention is better than cure. It goes without saying that you want to make sure that you're keeping your clients and prospects happy so they have good experiences to share with the rest of the world, whether it's online or offline. So try to run a good business, keep your clients happy, and you won't have too many problems down the road. You also want to diversify and choose different channels to engage these people. So use online directories, use your own website, use social media, use PR. These are all great channels to engage conversations. Empty search results create vulnerability. So Google your business. That's the first step I would tell everybody to take. Google your own business name, and then go to each and every search result that comes up, at least on page 1. I guess if you want to be thorough, go to page 2 and 3 as well. You want to make sure that your business information is consistent and correct in each one of these search results. If you have to pay a little money to upgrade or update your information, it's not a bad investment. Do it. Try to get your information updated on each single search result that comes up, at least on page 1. Now this one says avoid clicking on negative or critical posts. The way Google works is the more people click on a website, the more Google thinks that this website is important. That's one of the ways many websites rise on search result pages. So avoid clicking on questionable websites. But at the same time, make sure that you're responding to negative reviews on reputable websites and directories. Unanswered negative reviews will greatly hurt your business. If a review website has a way for you to respond back, make sure that you take advantage of that and respond back. Keep your response short, simple, and to the point, and try to be proactive with online reviews. Do this Google search that I'm telling you. Go Google your own business name. And do it not just once, but do it on a monthly basis to see how things have changed, how the search results have changed. And at the same time, be proactive. So spend some time and effort in collecting positive testimonials and reviews from your clients. So don't play defense all the time. You can play offense and go and get some positive reviews from happy clients and happy customers. Why does all of this matter? Well, like I mentioned earlier, people in most cases do not go to page number 2 on Google. They will judge you by what is said on page number 1. So since Google understands the importance and power of review websites will tend to show up on page number 1 when someone does a search. So you want to make sure you're aware of what is being said in these reviews. And again, respond back to negative reviews. I cannot stress how important that is. If, God forbid, you have a negative review, don't let it be unanswered. Go and respond back to it. You know, senior care is obviously not like buying shoes. It's a very involved and very emotional process. And because of that, people are extra sensitive about what is being said about a business, and they want to make sure that their loved one's going to feel safe and cared for, almost to the point that they expect perfect care. Small issues that come up in reviews or in PR or anywhere online can result in big losses for your business. So I understand that it's tough, and I always say it's nearly impossible to keep everyone happy, and no matter how hard you try, you will get a negative review or a negative comment here or there. So just don't fret, respond back to it, let the rest of the world know that you care about what people are saying about you, and that you're on top of your reputation online. Here are a few steps you can take to take control of your online reputation. Number one, again, Google your business to see what shows up. Number two is set up Google Alerts. For people who don't know what a Google Alert is, it's a free service where Google will automatically notify you every time your business is mentioned online. So if you set up a Google Alert with your business name in it, anytime your business gets mentioned online, Google will alert you. It's a great way to stay on top of things. If you want to be really thorough, you might even want to set up Google Alerts for your competitors' names just to see what is being said about them and be proactive about what's being said about your competition. Number three is you want to make sure your online listings are complete, updated, and consistent. Make sure you have presence on social media. It's getting more and more fundamental to have presence on, at least Facebook and LinkedIn at the minimum, if nothing else, but have presence on social media. Number four, we've covered this on earlier slides. Monitor your reviews across sites to see what people are saying about you. In many cases, I also believe that reviews will actually help you find weaknesses in your service. So maybe people are consistently complaining about your food, or maybe your caregivers are not showing up on time if it's a home care business. Well, now you know that that's an area of improvement. So reviews will give you important data about weaknesses in your business. So use that to your advantage. Number five is, we've talked about responding back to negative reviews, and here's some advice. Keep your responses professional, kind, and short. Don't go into lengthy explanations, and don't get defensive. Have people contact you offline to discuss further. So I would respond back to a negative review with something like, I'm sorry for your experience you had. We take complaints very seriously and would like to make this right with you. Please contact me at 555-5555. So something as simple and concise as that is what we're looking for. You don't have to get into lengthy explanations. Number six is be proactive and ask people to leave positive comments. So like I said, play offense sometimes. You don't have to play defense. I've heard a lot of people who said, well, I feel uncomfortable asking for reviews. But what we've found is, well, all you have to do literally is just ask, and people will happily oblige to give you a review or give you a testimonial. So all you have to do is ask. Don't feel shy asking people for reviews. Number seven is pretty self-explanatory. Make leaving reviews easy. So remove all hurdles so people can participate and people can leave reviews easily. And number eight is it's a big no-no to pay people to get reviews. Do not incentivize people. Don't pay them money, or whether it's cash or kind, I guess. Don't give them a month for free if they leave you a review. That would be considered paying as well. So don't pay people to get reviews, or don't have friends and family leave reviews. I mean, that's not going to go too far. These tricks will only get you so far. So in the long run, you really want to get reviews from your happy clients and happy customers or happy past clients. They don't have to be current clients. As long as they use your service, they can leave you a review. So don't try to take a shortcut. Now, I hope we're all convinced by now that reviews matter, because 93% of people we surveyed said that they were helpful. What is also important is reviews drive leads. So we looked at listings on Caring.com. We compared listings that had reviews to listings that did not have reviews, and we found that assisted living and memory care listings with reviews got 14 times more leads. That's 14x. I mean, it's huge. People just naturally tend to gravitate towards listings that have reviews. Our family advisors who are helping families find the right care also depend on these reviews when they are recommending places to families. So again, it's important. And the bottom line is that reviews, even though they're coming from an unknown person, are more trusted than any other form of advertising. You can tout about your business all you want on your own website, but people will always discount that to some extent and pay more attention to consumer reviews. That's just the fact of the matter. Now, how should you generate more reviews? Again, I said, as I said, the simplest thing you can do is ask. But besides that, you can take small steps like include a link to your listing on a third-party website. Include that link in your email signature so it goes out every time you send out an email. Include a link on your website. I know a lot of providers who include links on their homepage to listings on other senior care websites, just nudging people to leave them a review. Have someone dedicated to monitor and respond back to reviews. Now, our partner blog, we have a partner blog. It's partner.caring.com, and that also has some great ideas on how to respond back to reviews. So if you're stuck, go visit our blog, and you'll get great ideas on how to respond back to reviews. That's about all I had, so I'm going to turn it back to Denise.
Thank you, Vishal, for that informative presentation. We will now take your questions. Attendees may use the GoToWebinar module in the upper right. And again, if we don't have time to respond or somehow miss your question, we'll be sure to follow up with you afterwards. One question we received, Vishal, for you is, how does a listed partner reply to a review on Caring.com?
So that's a great question, and again, it's an important service that we provide where if you are a provider on our site, whether you're a partnered provider or not, you have the opportunity to respond back to reviews. People that are on top of their game will respond back not only to negative reviews, but to positive reviews as well, just thanking someone for the kind words. And we've made it really easy for you to respond back to reviews. All you have to do is email us at community@caring.com. Again, that's community@caring.com. Send us an email, include a link to your listing on our site, and obviously let us know which specific review you're responding back to. Type up your response and send it to us, and we will post it right below the review that you're responding back to. So that's the way you can respond back to reviews on Caring.com.
And just so you got a follow-up question about that, is the response from the business or is it from an individual? So
the response is from the business. It's not from the individual. And really, your response is talking to the rest of the world. So you want others that are visiting the website to know that you're on top of your online reputation and that you care about what people are saying, and you actually respond back to people's comments. So it's not so much for the person that left the review, it's more for the rest of the world.
Okay, thank you, Vishal. You also received a question, are employee reviews as important as consumer reviews?
Well, the short answer is no. for example, our review guidelines on caring.com, we do not allow employees or competitors to post reviews on our site. We want true consumer reviews on our website. So we have, like I said, we have 75,000 consumer reviews. If we ever find out that it's an employee or a competitor that's posting the review, we're going to take it down. If you ever find that a review on your website, on your listing on our site is fake, if you think it's an ex-employee, you know it's an ex-employee, you can always contact us and let us know, and you can contest the review and say, I think this one's from an employee or from a competitor, and then we will investigate further. So we want the good reviews, we want the bad reviews. What we don't want is fake reviews. So I guess consumer reviews hold importance, employee reviews not so much.
Okay, great. So let's switch gears a little bit with getting some questions about internet referrals. How do you recommend we follow up with internet referrals, and what's the best time frame?
Oh, that's a great question. So internet referrals are a little different, and as we discussed, they might be more inclined to getting information via email. So make sure that your sales staff understands that and has a few compelling email templates to send out to families. So you want the emails to have the goal of scheduling a face-to-face meeting or scheduling a tour. Now, as far as frequency goes, I have always recommended reaching out twice via phone and once via email on the day that you receive the lead. Again, speed to lead is extremely important. So you want to reach out to these people within minutes of them reaching out to you. The first person that gets to speak with this family member or this prospect has a 5 times greater chance of getting them to tour or getting a face-to-face meeting. So call them as soon as possible. As soon as you get the lead, you want to reach back out to these people. So anyways, call twice, email once on the first day, and then I would do the same the next day. I would call twice and email once. And all of this is obviously assuming you haven't heard back from them yet. So try different times in the day maybe. And again, you don't have to leave a voicemail every time you call. If you then don't get a hold of them, get their voicemail, you can just hang up. And then I would kind of give it a break. I would give it a day's break. So don't do anything on day 3, and then maybe call again on day 4. It's a great idea to have some sort of an email nurture series maybe, where you can send out emails maybe on a weekly basis, and don't make all these emails salesy emails. Share useful information, important information. All you're doing is you're kind of getting top of mind with them at least once a week. So if and when they have the time, they're going to reach back out to you. So the idea here is to be persistent, be diligent with your follow-up. But that's a great question.
Thanks, Vishal. We received a question. Do you recommend a testimonial area on our company website? Does this open us up to negative reviews or trolling?
So again, that's a good question. We've consistently found, and we saw through this webinar here, that people trust reviews on other sites more than anything they will find on your own website. They're always going to discount what you say on your website. So the short answer is try to do both. But if you have a time constraint and you have to pick one over the other, pick the latter. So concentrate on getting reviews on third-party websites. And maybe I should clarify this further. Try getting reviews on senior care third-party websites as opposed to general third-party websites. I hope that answers the question.
Great. We have time for one more question, and the question is back to internet leads. Is there a recommendation you have for when to close an internet lead when they do not respond to the outreach you described?
That's a great question. I mean, we're in this internet business, and we have seen people moving into communities literally 18 months, 2 years after we send the lead out to the partner provider. So I would say you should almost never close out a lead. You know, these sales cycles and decision-making cycles are long in this business. It's a very involved and emotional process. It's a big decision for these people. They're not going to make it in a week or two. Not to say that they won't. We've seen, you know, people move in a week after they filled out the lead, but at the same time, we've seen, like I said, we've seen people move in a year and a half to 2 years after we sent the lead. So there's really no time frame. That's why it's important to have that email nurture series. If you don't want to, you know, consistently bother them with phone calls, emails are a great way to get in touch with these people.
Great. Thank you very much to everyone who submitted a question. We got some great questions today, and thank you, Vishal, for your responses to those. For others who think of one after, or if they were very specific to your listing that you asked, we'll be sure to follow up with you after about those. Before we end this session, I wanted to let you know about our next webinar in the Digital Marketing Academy series. It's on Thursday, April 16th at 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern. So mark your calendar. These are really popular sessions and fill up fast. We'll be sending out a link to register with the slides from this presentation in the next couple days. At the next Digital Marketing Academy session, we'll have a 360-degree discussion with senior housing industry and agency experts about how you can get the most value from your internet referral partnerships. We'll explore the industry-agency relationship and impart actionable insights. So be sure to get registered for that as soon as you get that link and email in the next couple days. And it'll tell you who the featured speakers are and more information to get signed up and share that session with other staff at your organization. In closing, we want to thank you all for participating, and we hope you found this webcast to be very informative and valuable to your senior care business. To keep in touch and follow up about any additional questions you have, here are some key contacts at Caring.com. We'd love your feedback about today's webinar, and we'd love to know if there are any topics you might like us to address in future educational webinars. So until next time, thank you for making a difference for older Americans and their family, and thank you for attending our session